Today, we're going to talk about how many men lose their woman in bed. It's official, like a referee with a whistle. So like and share this episode. So the other day, I was like looking through my email and got an email from a guy that I've known for a minute. He's been following me for a while. And he said, hey, what are some top ways, top reasons why you think a lot of guys end up in sexless marriages and women end up cheating, and why over time the relationship falls apart. And of course there's a combination of reasons, because this thing things happen gradually, slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? That's usually how it goes, based on my experience and my observation, dealing with so many people and getting to know so many people. Things don't happen like all of a sudden. No, this thing usually happens gradually, slowly but surely. Over time, the relationship dwindles down and it falls apart. It dissipates. Something happens with either party, either person. But here's something that a lot of dudes don't want to deal with. See, a lot of guys love the idea of being a good provider and taking care of your family and the kids and spending time and taking vacations and all that stuff. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not enough. You have to take care of your woman sexually. You just can't. There's no way around this. And I know your dad or your mom probably didn't want to talk to you about it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. This is just reality. If your woman is not being pleasured by you, then the other dude down the street or the neighbor is probably gonna do it. That's it. Or the dude at the job probably gonna do it. Or the dude at the church probably gonna do it. Or another woman might do it in this day and time. That's just a reality. You have to face it. And you don't have to like it. But look, we're only human. We ain't robots out here. I know there's a lot of you got that red pill shit out here, and they want to use laws and public policy to try to manage women and put women in their place. Look, these women are going to find a way around that shit, them laws and public policy. And why do you really want to depend or wait on some laws and public policy to be passed so you can have a relationship with you that you always really wanted? I mean, who in their what guy in their right mind gonna wait around for some shit like that? You got to be a clueless, delusional fool. You sitting around talking about laws and public policies that put women in their place, and If the laws ain't right, you're doomed to fail. And if you get married, she's gonna take all your money. Like, you got a lot of money. If you ain't rich, you have nothing to lose. What are you talking about? That's what I mean when I say you're delusional. If you ain't rich, you have nothing to lose. What are you talking about? All you have is a job and making 40, 50, 60,000 a year. You just like the rest of us, basically. Yeah, some of us are doing a little better than others. But you ain't rich. If you ain't rich, you have nothing to lose. So you don't even need to be afraid of anything. Ain't no woman taking nothing from you. You know, she's like, oh, you don't take my kids. Well, look, fight for custody or do the joint thing, whatever. And if it really bothers you that bad, stay close, like next door, if you can, if it really bothers you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. You know, well, you don't take my car. Well, get another car. I mean, it's always some type of excuse I hear. But, you know, take the house. Well, go get another house if it really bothers you. You know, if you get a house one time, you can do it again. You know this. If you get a car one time, you can do it again. This is not that complicated as people make it out to be. If you can do it one time, you can do it again. Because it's on your credit. So they're like, oh, okay, he done it before. Okay, give it to him. Just go back to the same lender and the same real estate agent. If it really, you know, bothers you that bad, that you're going to lose everything. She's going to take all my money. You have no money if you're not rich. That's the reality. So you have nothing to lose. You know, as a matter of fact, the same, you being that scary type of dude, if you're not satisfying your woman, the guy at the job has less money than you. You have the better job. He might be on somebody's couch. He might not even have his own place. He might have a roommate or some shit like that. And he's smashing your woman. And money ain't got nothing to do with it. How does that make you feel? Well, you're such a great provider, you be bragging about that shit too. A lot of these guys be bragging. But the guy at the job or the guy at the church smashing your wife or your girlfriend, he's not even half the man of what you is. But he somehow knows how to satisfy your woman, and you don't. He has more of a connection with your woman than you do, but you don't. And you known her longer. You known her 10, 15 years. He just met her last month and smashing your girl. And money ain't got nothing to do with it. Hell, in certain cases, looks don't even have nothing to do with it. Looks don't even have nothing to do with it in certain cases. And your woman, she don't really care how the guy look in certain situations, because she ain't gonna be seen with the dude out in public anyway. So it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's about the package, what the dude's holding. And maybe he got charm and charisma, and maybe he have a mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't satisfy your woman, eventually somebody else will. That's just the reality. This is how a lot of, especially these nerdy dudes. These nerdy dudes, you know, they just think that if they're successful and got a good paying job, they just think a woman's supposed to roll out the goddamn red carpet for them. They think they're holding in down some, crazy shit a lot of these dudes be saying. I'm like, bro, it don't work like that. Outside of your job, maybe at your job it work like that. But outside of your job, it don't really work that way. People are human beings. We ain't robots out here. Women have feelings, and they move based on emotions. How you make them feel that's usually where they're gonna warm up to, or they're gonna be close to over a long period of time. And if her cup ain't full, well, it's a good chance she gonna be, warming up to somebody else. That's just reality. I mean, a lot of guys don't like dealing with. The weird thing is, a lot of dudes will talk about everything that within a relationship, but they don't talk about sex at all. That's the one thing they leave out, and this is quite common. It's every time they leave that part out. They never talk about satisfying the girl. They say, "Oh, that's just I bust off 5-10 minutes, and that's it." Yeah, but what about her? Yeah, what about her? Oh, they'll be like, "Hey, how often y'all have sex?" Like once a month, once every 2 months. It'll be some old weirdo shit like that. I'm like, bro, that ain't enough. And how long does it last? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes? Did she like it? I don't know, but I liked it. It'll be some shit like that. I mean, silly shit. And see, your woman might put up with that for a while. It could be years. But at some point, they're going to get tired of shit. And they're going to be looking and open for the next dude. And most women ain't going to come and tell you that you suck in the bed. They ain't going to say that because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Because, she realized over time that you're a silly acting dude. That's why she started to disrespect you over time. And you can't figure out why she disrespected you. You're like, man, I don't understand. I'm paying all the bills. I take care of the family. What's all that disrespect? Talking shit. You know what I'm saying? You disrespect me? She disrespecting you, bro, because you ain't satisfying her. As a matter of fact, she feels like you're being disrespectful because you ain't satisfying her. You ain't taking time to satisfy her. You ain't listening to her. She's trying to tell you, if you pay attention, she might even try to give you hints to satisfy her. But you like, hell with that. I don't do that shit. It'd be that type of shit. As soon as she step out on you, you'd be like, man, I can't believe you did this to me. I never believe you do something like that to me. Boy, there's a lot of guys have said that shit. Man, my wife never do nothing like that to me. Oh shit. Never say never, bro. Now, under normal circumstance, yeah, I would agree with you under normal circumstance. But this ain't normal circumstance. If you're not being satisfied over a long period of time, years, that's not normal circumstance. You know what I'm saying? If the glass is half full or empty, that ain't normal circumstance. It's only normal circumstance if the glass full. So you can't call that. Now, see, a lot of guys are selfish. As long as they're being satisfied, no problem. There's no problem then. But but when the other guy starts to hit now, and check this out, some women are so clever when it comes to cheating. The husband might never find out. Because there's no she ain't breaking no patterns. She shows up on time. The only time that she could even attempt to be with another man is when she go out of town or, you know, something like that, go to see her family or something like that, or, go on some type of business trip with her job or some shit like that, and that's when it usually goes down. That's when she's away from home, it's time to play. And this cycle could go on for years. Because most wives ain't gonna say anything to the husband. Because at a certain point, she's pretty much got turned off. She ain't really attracted to you no more. Yeah, she's pretty much kind of tuned out. A lot of women, they tune out probably years in advance before they decide to step out with another guy on the side. And this doesn't happen like overnight. This is not an overnight situation. This happens over months, years. I mean, 2, 3, 4 years might go by, and they within a 3 years time frame, she might have had sex with her husband 3 times, some shit like that, and she ain't complaining at all. She's still doing everything she needs to do with the kids and everything. You know what I'm saying? But when she get her opportunities to get out, she do her thing with somebody on the side, and she come back home and act like nothing never happened. You know what I'm saying? And I know married women that are like this, that operate like this. And then when this cycle happens, then it becomes more about convenience. And then over time, the husband, he might start doing the same thing too. It happens. And then at a certain point, something usually happens between the couple, between the man and the woman. Something usually happens. Maybe one person get caught, or maybe somebody suspect somebody of doing something. And then, I'm not going to say most of the time, but some of the time, both people usually sit down and be like, look, I don't want to get a divorce. I want my kids to stay under the same roof. Do you agree or disagree? And sometimes they agree, and sometimes they don't agree. I think that's if the mutual respect is there, they usually stay together and they'll work it out. They'll have like an open relationship or some shit like that. So the wife can date, have a boyfriend, and the husband can do the same thing. Because at this point, they're in the 50s and 60s. 40s, 50s, and 60s at this point. If they got married in the 20s, they're going to be in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So they usually stay together. The wife have a boyfriend, the husband do whatever. If there's mutual respect, they usually work it out. Now, if there ain't no mutual respect, they usually just get a divorce. Because the woman despises the husband. She just don't like him no more. Because the shit has lingered and been toxic for so long, she just don't like being around no more. And 9 times out of 10, like I said, she already slept with a couple guys on the side anyway. But the husband, he just never knew about it. Or maybe he did know about it, but just didn't say anything about it. So if there's no mutual respect, they get a divorce. That happens more than not. But It's the problem stems from not having sex, and the woman not being satisfied. That's where that's where it really stems from. If the woman's not satisfied, ain't really nothing gonna work out in the long run. If you can't satisfy a woman, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna last. That's why I always say the relationship starts when y'all have sex. That's when the relationship starts. You can have all the conversations you want. None of that means nothing. It starts when you have sex. And you're gonna find out, can I satisfy this woman? Is it good? Are we compatible? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's when it starts. When y'all get in that bedroom, that's when you really gonna get to know her. And sex is so powerful. And all the shit about all the standards women have and all that shit, they throw that out the window if you can satisfy them. There ain't no rules if you can satisfy them. The only rules is standards is the one you have. That's it. If a woman starts talking about all the standards and all that conditions and all that shit, she ain't really into that guy like that. And she's probably not being satisfied by that guy like that. She probably just go through the motions. That's it. And let me tell you how I learned this. Because I've had women do it to me and do it to other guys. Women will pay everything. Money ain't had nothing to do with it. And this is not a one-off type situation. I've seen women take care of guys for years until he got on his feet, and then it's all good now. I had women do shit for me, buy shit for me, take me shopping, and all that shit. And I ain't rich. I ain't, I just know how to lay the pipe. That's it. I understand the woman's body. That's it. So if you can so at the end of the day, if you can make a woman feel a certain type of way, you're going to have the advantage over most guys. Because most guys are not really into a woman's body like that. That's just a reality. And you don't have to like it. But if you're going to deal with a woman, you can't avoid it. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like it, you don't care, well, just go deal with a man then. Shit, I don't know what to tell you. Or go get a doll, blow up doll, whatever. I don't know what to tell you. But or just go get a prostitute. Even a prostitute. Even if you get a prostitute, well, she'll lie to you because you paying. You know what I'm saying? But even if you please a prostitute, the next time, if you decide to see her again, she might give it to you for free. Just like a stripper. You might have to pay a stripper the first time, or you might not, depending on if you know how to please her. It's on the house. You don't gotta pay me nothing. I've seen this happen. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this happen with guys where the guy had a mouthpiece. It was so good. The stripper was feeling them so much. He ain't paid that whole nothing. And she kept coming back over and over again until he got tired of her. Because he good at laying the pipe. You know what I'm saying? And just like a lot of them street dudes, they know how to lay the pipe. You know what I'm saying? All these street dudes, I ain't got money like that. Dude on the corner selling his little rocks, he ain't got no money like that. But for some reason, he's fun to be around for a lot of these women out here, especially the girls out in the 20s. Y'all call them Pookie and Ray Ray. I think it's kind of overrated or whatever. but he's fun to be around. You know why? Because he has nothing to lose. He know it, and he's being who he is. And the woman know, the young girl know who he is. He ain't trying to be nobody else but him. So he'll knock that thing out, and the girl, she'll be addicted because she ain't never had nothing like that before. All the guys she was hanging around in high school were probably nerds, or they probably didn't know who they was. But once he got with old Ray, he knocked that thing out, boy, knock him down, and she keep coming back. It's like an addiction. And he'll mess around and get her pregnant, but she still keep coming back. He can't, and he treating her like shit, garbage. But he keep coming back because she's addicted to him. This is why I always ask any woman that's being mistreated, might even being abused in certain situations. The first thing I ask them is the sex good? They say yeah, every time. Every time they say yeah. 100% they say yeah. It might be all kind of wild shit going on in that household, but that sex is going to be fire. Otherwise, that woman ain't going to be there. That's 100% true right there. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to like it, but this is how it goes. This is usually how it is. You know what I'm saying? So if you just applied this little bit of information I'm giving you today and learn a woman's body and how to please her and satisfy her, you'll be surprised what a woman will do. She'll wake up in the morning and cook you a full course meal or breakfast. You ain't have to ask. It don't matter where you live. You can be in another country. I've done this in other countries all over the world. Japan, Australia, everywhere. It don't matter what language she speaks, what culture. A woman is a woman at the end of the day. All of them had the same thing in common, a vagina. All of them have emotion. I don't care. It don't matter what language they speak, how they grew up. All of them have one thing in common. They're a woman. They got a vagina. And that's it. So if you like what you heard, share this. Check out my Patreon. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.